Okay, we are here to talk about the end of Elbaf in One Piece. And I hope you're ready for this one. So Elbaf has already been going on for almost a year already, or more than a year in the manga, when we're talking about the manga. And through what the creator Ichiro Oda said himself, he said that One Piece would probably end by like 2030 or something close to that. So I'm probably guessing that the end of Elbaf will happen sooner than you think. And when I'm saying that, especially with what we've been seeing lately in the mangas, how Ichiro Oda puts up a map, meaning there's going to be a certain timeline towards directly the end of the story that we are in. So from that timeline, we can understand that Elbaf is going to be ending soon, meaning not as soon as in 2-3 months, because we know Ichiro Oda likes to take his time and literally tell the story how he would love to tell it. But I'm guessing that Elbaf will still take like a year or two to actually finish. And compared to other arcs in One Piece, that's gonna cut it pretty close to like the previous big arc where we had Wano Kuni go for more than what, like 3-4 years or something like that. It was a long one, but at least we got to see a whole lot of stuff. And I thank the creator Ichiro Oda for showing us everything that we've seen in One Piece in Wano Kuni. And so throughout this video, I'm here to let you know on probably what might or might not happen at the end of Elbaf. And by the end of Elbaf, we're gonna have multiple characters having a lot of main roles by the end of this story. For example, we're gonna start talking about the Giants, because I believe that by the end of this, the Giants are gonna be unified again under Hajrudin. And Hajrudin is actually maybe gonna become their king, their leader, because that's where the story is leading us currently. So by the end of the Elbaf chapters, Hajrudin might really be able to be the future king that will unite everybody. And not just the giants that are on Elbaf, maybe even the giants that are around the world in One Piece, have them all come together and fight for the right cause, which will be Luffy's cause by the end of the story. At the same time, I see the future of Yarold not so much, because he's probably gonna be dying by the end of this story. Like something is gonna happen, maybe when they're gonna take off that sword that's on his head, and something's gonna happen to him, and that's why he's probably gonna die. But maybe right before he dies, he will deliver a message, and maybe that message will be like, Loki was not the one who killed the King Harold, and it was something else that happened. And maybe that sword in his head is the way that he cannot he doesn't have no memories of what truly happened, and basically just everybody is just going with the story of, yeah, Loki killed his father, so he should be in chain for eternity or whatever. But maybe that's not the story. And from what it's leading us to go to, and how Luffy is kind of taking care of Loki at the same time, it will lead us to believe, just like in the Harley text, you can pretty much see at some point that Nika was right there next to a giant. So from perspective, from interpretation, we can guess that nowadays Loki will be the one who's actually going to be right next to Luffy. So that's why we're saying by the end of Elbaf, Loki might not probably be one of the Straw Hats, but probably be an ally affiliated to the Straw Hats. And whenever Luffy will need his help by the end of the story, boom, the whole armada is gonna come and help, And so by the end of Elbaf, Hajrudin is gonna be the new king. Loki is gonna be freed and gonna be going somewhere around the world trying to discover something while waiting for the big war. And Yarold is probably gonna die. We don't know from what, but let's say from head injuries, The other thing is Dory and Bragi, the two captains of the new the new giant pirates in a way. I believe they're also going to be future allies of Luffy. They already are. So on the side of the giants, that's what's going to be happening. And also, don't forget, I also believe that the giants now, after whatever that's going on currently in Elbaf, meaning the new little giants are like, yeah, we prefer studying over being warriors. I believe there's going to be a new reform where everybody is at the same time going to be studying, but at the same time going through with the culture of being a warrior in Elbaf and all of that. So they're probably going to go back to their original roots, but at the same time with a slight pinch of science, you know. Moving on next to the Straw Hats. I believe the Straw Hats will, by the end of Elbaf, they will be way more powerful than they already are. And that's going to be maybe thanks to the Giants and mostly Scoper Gaban, because I believe that the only way to actually win against the God's Knight's immortality or even the, you know, Im's dark powers in a way is by using Haki or overpowered Haki. So maybe Scoper Gaban will be the key that will unlock some form of mysterious Haki that Luffy can use to actually win those kind of fights, even against the God's Knight's immortality and stuff like that, because currently that's the biggest problem that they are dealing with. But by the end of the story, I truly believe that Luffy will go to, you know, to the end of the adventures and all of that. So in order to do that, they have to win in a way against the God's Knight and go forward. So it's going to be super interesting to see how they're going to be fighting Gunko, because Gunko is the one who's, you know, you can go in different directions and shit like that. So even if you're trying to hit her like this and she goes like, no, you take it this way, well, your attack is going this way. I'm not even gonna hit her. So yeah, she is powerful, but at the same time, she's got something going on for Brooks. So let's see and discover what's truly gonna happen with Gunko. Because if I have anyone I will be betting on, is gonna be Gunko. Like, she might turn to be somebody decent that might help the Straw Hats by the end, just thanks to Brooks' music. But we'll see. After Gunko, we got the spine guy. Yeah, that's how I call him. The guy that has spines literally everywhere, growing everywhere. And basically right now, Robin is about to take him on and take him out. Probably. Hopefully. But hopefully she will be enough to take care of that God's Knight. And after that, they can deal with the other, with the third one that's left, the one that looks like a dragon, you know, with his crazy power of making stuff from dreams come true. I don't know how he's gonna be dealt with, but hopefully they're gonna take care of his ass and they will get away safely after that. So the Straw Hats, I believe, yes, they will be overpowered by the end of this arc, but at the same time, they have to deal with strong opponents, which are the God's Knights. So Straw Hats, God's Knight, boom. We'll see what's gonna happen, and we'll see how strong the Straw Hats are gonna get in front of those God's Knights. And also, just a little FYI, Dragon also used to say that he will always show up when the God's Knights are gonna enter the ring and really start to do something. So maybe we'll get something from a dragon in this arc. Maybe we can get an appearance or something. That would be cool. And also, we can maybe get an appearance from Ener. In over 20 years, I believe, Ener has not been pronounced, not even once. And the fact that it just came back right now, I am telling you, we need Ener by the end of Elbaf. Because he might give a solution, a different solution to whatever is going on from whatever info he got from the moon. You never know. But at the same time, I also presume that by the end of Elbaf, Im might want to use one of the weapons actually on Elbaf, and that power might be countered by another weapon. We'll talk about that more in another video, about like how weapons are gonna start getting one against the other in a way. So I'll talk to you about that in one of the next videos. But the world government is not gonna like whatever is gonna happen in Elbaf, because by the end, the world government wants to procure the giants so that they become their mercenaries. But that's not going to happen, and they are not going to ally themselves with the world government, because they already allied themselves in a way to Luffy and his crew. So it's kind of going against, counterproductive in a way. So that's why the Straw Hats really have to save those kids right now and prove themselves as the leaders that they are, and the people that will truly lead this universe, this One Piece universe, into the dawn. And the world government is not gonna appreciate that. I'm telling you, if Summers and the other Dragon Knight Knight guy don't come back with nothing to prove to Imsama, Imsama is gonna do some shit to them. That's all I'm gonna say. And for the next island now, I'm thinking that there's gonna be probably something in between Elbaf and wherever they're gonna go to later, because I believe that in between Elbaf and the next big chapter who will be the Roadstar Island chapter in a way, there's going to be probably some chapters of transition in between Elbaf and Roadstar, probably just to kind of like strategize and see how many people are going to actually go or something like that, with a little bit of side story. But after that, we're definitely going to Roadstar. Roadstar, there might be some stuff happening over there with Blackbeard or something, hopefully. Then we're getting to the final island and we'll see what's gonna happen. And on that note, guys, thank you for listening until the end of this video. If you like this video, let me know what you think the end of Elbaf is gonna look like. Let me know down in the comments below. And on that note, go watch this next video right here. See ya.